Hello, it's Andrew from Cupcakes. Today we have my current collection video. First up we have Casamarati Xerjoff Lira, which is probably one of my favourites at the moment. This is kind of a sweet orange blossom type of thing. Then we have Amar Sunshine for women. And then we have an old classic, which has been my one of my favourites for a very long time. It's not very long time, like 2 years or something. It's Baccarat Rouge 540, which I've got through. Obviously, as you can see at the front, one bottle, and I'm now on a set of travel sprays, and I'll buy the 200ml bottle once I finish all those. And a new acquisition, that's Chanel from their exclusive line of Coromandel, the EDP version, which I much prefer to the EDT. It's kind of a white chocolate, and basically if you spray it on a piece of card and put it in the corner of your room, it'll be kind of projecting for several days. Then Hermes with Ambre Narguilé. It's kind of an apple pie perfume, which I like smelling of apple pie. Who wouldn't? And we have Bon Number 9, which is their pancake and syrup fragrance. You may be spotting a theme here with perfumes that are based on foods. Dior Fahrenheit is the EDT version, which is kind of just smells like petrol, really. And you can notice I have one or two of them in varying sizes. Next up we have my first Kilian bottle, which is Cruel Intentions. It's kind of sweet oud type thing, and I think the bottle, you can still buy the refills, but the actual bottle itself, the kind of presentation bottle, I think they discontinued that. So next up we have Kilian with Love Don't Be Shy, which is one of my kind of top 3 perfumes, I guess, at the moment. I bought the spare refill as well, just in case they put the prices up as the company got sold off to someone else. And then we have Straight to Heaven, which I have a larger than average collection of, which is the presentation bottle, a refill bottle, a travel spray, and also the decanter bottle, which I think is like a quarter of a litre in there. So I think that will last me most of the rest of my life. And basically on the alcohol theme of Straight to Heaven, it's Barra Onda by Nasamato, which still is a very whiskey kind of fragrance, the same as Straight to Heaven is. It's kind of whiskey barrels type of smell. Next up we have Tom Ford with Tobacco Vanille, which shockingly smells of tobacco and vanilla. Next up we have Tuscan Leather, which I finished a second-hand bottle of and bought the new 30ml bottle of. You see the 30ml bottles only cost €100, and then the 50ml costs 200, so it basically works out a lot cheaper per mil and in total price to buy the 30ml bottles. Unless you feel, I don't know, emasculated or something, having a bottle that's not quite as tall as the others. And then we have Oud Wood, also by Tom Ford, which to me kind of smells like bubble bath, but Arlene thinks it kind of smells in the genre of vomit, so I tend not to wear that when I'm with her. And then we have one of the more popular ones in Fragcom, which is Maison Francis Collection's Oud Satin Mood. It's the EDP version, not the Extrait de Parfum version. And then my bottle is from 2016, so it used to be stronger back then, and they kind of, I believe, reformulated it. So you have more of an incentive to buy the Extrait de Parfum version. And then we have Lancôme with Oud Bouquet, one of my most complimented ever fragrances, with a grand total of 2 compliments. And then we have Xerjoff again with Bouquet Ideal, or a sweet woody type thing, which I really love, but Arlene can't stand, so I again don't wear that when we're making videos together. Then we have Perfume Aroma with Confetto, which is kind of a beast mode version of Hypnotic Poison, which you will see later on down the line in my collection. I also have that. Then again, Perfume Aroma with Soriso, which is kind of a boozy chocolate, which I really like, but I've only got like 10ml through it so far. Then we have Sarah Jessica Parker with Stash, I think one of my cheapest perfumes at things like €13 or something. So, but it's kind of like wood and crayons. And next up we have Acqua di Parma with Mandarina di Sicilia, which is one of their kind of sweeter, more gourmand fragrances. We now have Guerlain with Spiritus Double Vanille, which is a travel spray, which if you buy that in their Paris flagship store, then I think it's like €30 for 20ml. Followed up by Guerlain again with Tonka Imperial, the travel spray version again, to get the slightly better deal on not €200 for the bottle. And then I think aside from gourmands, the kind of the largest genre I have would be kind of freshies. So I have M. Micallef with ylang, which shockingly smells of ylang. It's quite sweet and I really like it. So I'm getting close to halfway through the bottle, but I've had it for two years now or something. Then we have a citrus-based, kind of a citrusy fragrance, which is Odin O2 Awari, which is kind of like a beast mode version of Pamela Paradise. Ormond Jane with Osmanthus, which is another kind of citrusy fragrance, which smells of Osmanthus, shockingly. I think obviously the ones that are like labelled of the ingredient would be quite obvious what they are. Anyway, so Amouage Sunshine for Men, which is more of a lavendery type thing, but I actually love this one, and I'm generally not such a fan of lavender. And we have Acqua di Parma with Fico di Amalfi, which is a fig type of thing, which is really fun. Then we have A Lab on Fire with Sweet Dreams 2003, not made in 2003, which is by Terry Wasser, and I guess it's along the lines of Neroli Portofino. Then we have another Fragcon favourite of Luron Edition Blanche, which I obviously got through the 50ml bottle, and now I've upgraded to the very manly 150ml bottle. So I think that will see me through the next couple of summers at least. And we have Comme des Garçons with Green. It's just kind of a really bright, sparkling kind of morning dew grass kind of smell, which I really like. I don't think it's so popular, but it's worth a try. I mean, if you just want something simple. One of my personal favourites is the flanker version of Light Blue, which is Italian Zest for women, which really, really bright, zesty perfume. It kind of smells like Paris LA by A Lab on Fire, but then for half the price. So I can't complain. This is a replacement, as I was lending my bottle to someone else, and it's Platinum Egoist, with kind of a I guess a really respectable work scent for, if you want to project middle age and respectable, then this is the one to go for. Anyway, I quite like it. Then we have Old Navy with Sea Salt and Fig, which is supposed to be similar to whatever the one Demi Rawling was promoting, some Australian house. Anyway, it's along similar lines to that, except it's like $15 instead of $200. It's quite fun, for office safe perfumes. Similar to many of you, when I first started out in Fragcom, then I would watch videos constantly on all the recommendations and top 10s. So from the 20 kind of like I bought, going, whichever reviewer said, this is definitely the stuff. Then this is my my entire collection of the ones that I kept from those wise words that was once said to me. So this is Terry Mugler, which is now Mugler, with Pure Havane, which is kind of a cherry tobacco, and I actually love that. And as you can see, that is the only bottle that I kept from all of the top 10s and videos that they're pumping out amazing stuff. I don't know, I guess obviously, as you can tell, one or two people put videos out for the sole purpose of putting out a video or generating an AdSense or freebies or whatever. Next set in my collection is things, there's no sensible reason I don't wear, except I have too many bottles, so I just don't get to wear them. So we have Reminiscence with Vinny, which I think is a dupe of one of the Guerlain kind of exclusives, which I've forgotten the name of. But next up we have Hilda Soliani with Creme de Latte. It's kind of just a milk perfume. It was originally a very clear bottle, and I've had it stored in a dark place, and it just ages to like yellow. And I guess give it a few more years, and it'll be practically black. So we have Noir Squeeze next, which I received as a gift. It's kind of a nutty fragrance, but then I just never seem to feel like wearing nuts. La Petite Robe Noire by Guerlain, which is great fun. I don't know, I just don't seem to reach again. So then with Prada, they have Candy. I really like it, but again, no sensible reason not to wear it. What We Do in Paris is Secret by A Lab on Fire, which is kind of a heliotrope, floral sweet thing. And then the Body Shop with Chocomania. And we have Aquilina with Choco Lovers, which is again, I guess it's like a Terry's chocolate orange type of perfume. It's really nice. Then we have the regular Aquilina Pink Sugar, which is utterly beast mode. It's brilliant, but you have to be in the right mood for it. Then we have Competitor Sud Pacifique with Vanilla Apricot, which you may guess is vanilla and apricot. Then we have CK1, which I think I just bought that for, I saw it like for €15. And next up we have Le Couvent des Mimes Eau Amiable, which is a orange blossom. I mean, it's like a cheapie. It's great, but you can just like use that as air freshener in your home. We have Social Distance with Jeu de Peau, which basically it just smells of freshly baked bread, which I really like. But as you can see, I've barely used it, and I've had it for a year. This one is a recently discontinued one by Bond Number 9. It's I Love New York for All, which is again another nutty perfume. It's not really for me, but I mean I got it for like €40, so I mean you couldn't really go wrong for that. Then we have Coco Mademoiselle, the Eau de Parfum, Coco Mademoiselle, the Extrait de Parfum, and Coco Mademoiselle, the Eau de Toilette. So I quite like the series. I mean, especially the opening on the I guess the EDT, it just like really thumps out, and it's just great fun. But I like it. Anyway, so these were mistakes, just things I bought that really I shouldn't have bothered with. So this first one is Dior with Poison Girl Eau de Parfum, which I guess that was before I got kind of bored of the women's designer Lady Musk that they kind of throw in everything. And this is Eau de Missions, which is famed only as being a kind of a Spirituous Double copy. Basically, it's really dry when you spray it. So when you're actually kind of breathing in the sillage, it's actually quite unpleasant. Anyway, so we have Maison Margiela with Tea Escape, which is kind of a chai tea, but I don't know. I mean, I'm happy smelling like pancakes, but I don't particularly want to smell like chai tea. Anyway, the following, their longevity is so bad, it's really just not worth owning them. I guess these items are future landfill. I don't know, I couldn't even give them away really. Okay, this is Atelier Cologne with Pomelo Paradis. It smells fantastic for the hour you get it. So you really have to be willing to reapply several times. I mean, I guess you have to have the bottle in your bag and you just reapply it all day long. And then it smells fantastic, but it's just so much hard work to enjoy the perfume that it's just, for me, it's not worth it. And this is Frappant with 1270, which is kind of a boozy, fruity perfume. Then Hypnotic Poison, which I love, but it lasts so short that it's just not worth the effort. Anyway, this is Davidoff with Cool Water, which I think back in the day was one of the more beastly perfumes going. But this is from two wearings that I had because I had to just overspray so much to get it to do anything. Half hour and it's gone. And then we have another Maison Margiela, which was is it Fruity Fair, which I mean it's okay. It's kind of like candy floss and then smoke, but it lasts like half an hour. And it's just like, what's the point? It says Demeter with White Russian. So it's just like, if you've ever had or drunk any White Russians, it's just like, it smells exactly like that. But it literally lasts for 5 minutes. I mean, but yes, it smells so great that I'll quite happily use up the bottle. These were kind of blind buys. They're kind of, I heard about from various YouTube reviewers saying, oh, this is amazing. It's such a travesty that it was discontinued, So then when you see them, on eBay or whatever, then you buy them at kind of stupid money, and you think, you know what, that was their opinion does not match mine. And this is Dior with Midnight Poison. I've subsequently also bought a decant of it because I thought this clearly must be something wrong with this bottle. It's just the longevity was just awful, and it's just like patchouli, and it's just nasty really. I mean, maybe the first batch of the release was great, but it's just like what they were putting out at the end before they discontinued it was just a waste of time releasing it. And they have Miss Dior Sherry, which I don't know if my bottle has gone bad, but it really is just not for me at all. It's just foul, it really is. But I mean, I know Arlene loved it back in the day, but it's like I mean, she's tested my bottle and it's just like, yeah, that's not how I remember it. So I guess it's just gone bad. I guess that's trouble if you buy anything that's like, you know, 10 years old or whatever. It's just like, how was it actually stored if you don't know the person? It's just, yeah, you're just buying junk really. The Jill Sander Man, I bought this as like the Jill Sander Man Absolute, which is fantastic, but this is like the boring half of Jill Sander Man Absolute. I'll probably use it up as just a generic man cologne one of these days, but yeah, I certainly wouldn't pay collector's prices for it. Anyway, so coming up, we have my Ganache collection. I won't actually name everything out individually, as I have quite a lot of them, as you'll see. But I think the original lineup that he put out were all my favourites. So they were there's Ice Cream Shop, just Chocolate Ganache, and Lemon Eclair, and Sweet Sticky Things. I used to love that as well. Socks, or SOCKS, which just had like the worst name in the world ever. So I presume that was why it didn't sell, because it's just like, it doesn't matter how good something is, if you call it, you know, underwear, no one wants to buy it. So I think those were my favourites. So the other ones, he kind of puts out little kind of collections every, I don't know, 3 months or something, and then they get discontinued. Anyway, so that's the end of my collection, and see you next time. All right, bye-bye.